Once upon a time, in a small, happy village nestled between two green mountains, there lived a humble baker named Thomas. Thomas was not rich and his bakery was very small, but Thomas had a special gift. He made the most delicious bread in the entire kingdom. He didn't use expensive ingredients. Instead, he baked every loaf with a song and a smile, often giving his bread away for free to the hungry children and the stray dogs of the village. Across the street lived a man named Barnaby. Barnaby was a gold merchant. He was the richest man in town, but he was also the grumpiest. He hated the smell of Thomas's bread because he said the smell of yeast distracted him from counting his money. One cold winter evening, a shivering old beggar woman knocked on Barnaby's door. "Please, sir," she whispered. "A coin for a warm meal." Barnaby sneered. "Get away. My gold is for me, not for beggars." He slammed the door in her face. Shivering, the woman crossed the street to the bakery. Before she could even knock, Thomas opened the door. Come in," Thomas said warmly. He had no money to give, but he took his very last loaf of bread, warm from the oven, and gave it to her. "Eat, it will keep you warm." The old woman took the bread. Suddenly, a bright light filled the room. The old woman's rags turned into a robe of stars. She was not a beggar, but a sorceress. "Thomas," she said, her voice sounding like bells, "you have a heart of gold, while your neighbor has a heart of stone. Because you gave me your last meal, I grant you a gift. From now on, anything you bake with pure kindness will turn into solid gold." Before Thomas could speak, she vanished. The next morning, Thomas baked a loaf of bread for a sick neighbor. As he pulled it from the oven, the crust hardened and shimmered. It had turned into 24-karat gold. News spread fast. Thomas was rich. He could buy a castle, but Thomas didn't change. He sold the golden bread to buy blankets, medicine, and food for everyone in the village. Barnaby, the greedy merchant, watched from his window, green with jealousy. Why should that simple baker have all the gold? Barnaby thought, "I want that magic." That night, Barnaby snuck into the bakery. He stole Thomas's flour, his yeast, and his special mixing bowl. He ran back to his house, locking the doors. "Now I will bake, and I will be richer than the king." Barnaby laughed. He mixed the dough furiously. He didn't sing, he shouted. He didn't think of kindness, he thought of greed. He shoved the dough into his own oven. He waited. When he smelled burning, he pulled the loaf out. It hadn't turned to gold, it had turned into stone. A heavy, gray rock. Barnaby was furious. He took a bite, thinking the gold was inside, and crack, he broke his tooth. Just then, the sorceress appeared in Barnaby's kitchen. "You cannot steal magic, Barnaby," she said sternly. The magic was never in the bowl or the flour. The magic was in Thomas's intention. He begged to give. "You begged to take." Barnaby looked at his room full of gold coins, then at the hard rock in his hand. He realized that for all his money, he was miserable and alone, while Thomas, who gave everything away, was the happiest man in the village. From that day on, the gold magic left Thomas, for he no longer needed it. The village was safe and fed. And Barnaby. He stopped counting gold and started learning how to bake, hoping that one day, his bread would be soft enough to share. Moral of the story: greed turns abundance into a burden, but generosity can turn the simplest things into pure gold. It is not what we have, but what we give, that makes us truly rich. Thanks for watching. If you liked this story, please subscribe for more.